we are joined by Cole McGill, Metals and Mining Director at Stifel Financial. Cole, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Give us your copper thesis. Disruptions to supply, growing demand. Are you in the bull camp?
Andrew, yeah, thanks for having me. I am in the bull camp, and it's really because of the kind of mismatch between supply growth and demand growth, right? And the easiest way I would kind of typify it is by, the AI rhetoric we're seeing, the energy intensity rhetoric that we're seeing globally that's increasing the energy consumption of the developed world. It takes 2+ years to bring on a gigafactory. It takes 2+ years to bring on a data center. It takes 17 years to bring on a large copper mine. So there's that supply-demand mismatch that I think the market is increasingly waking up to seeing, not to mention the kind of deglobalization, industrialization rhetoric that we're seeing more and more prominently on the global stage at this point, which drives that emerging market economy demand growth as well.
Let's jump into it. You have two copper ideas for us. First off, Atex Resources and then Foran Mining, which are close to opening up a mine in Saskatchewan. Start off with Atex. You say they made a massive discovery.
Yeah, so increasing what we've seen over the past 10, 15 years is drilling deeper has unlocked a lot of copper resources, and it's kind of tapping into that epithermal porphyry geologic continuum that we've seen NGEx build a lot of value with at Lunahuasi, that we've seen Filo build a lot of value with respect to Filo del Sol. That was the $4.5 billion takeout. There was a 50-50 JV between Lundin Mining and BHP back in July of 2024. Atex is discovering something similar. They're in the process of discovering a large copper porphyry, which is around 30 billion pounds. That's their Valeriano deposit, located in Chile. Yeah. That's correct. And what I kind of like about the stock moving forward is you've got good downside protection with respect to the porphyry. The average porphyry has been acquired or traded in terms of M&A transactions for around 2 cents a pound in situ, which is kind of where 4 cents a pound in situ, which is twice the valuation of where Atex is trading right now. And that doesn't include some of the higher grade breccias that they've tagged into over the past 18 months. And you're seeing their phase 6 tag into further breccia discovery with respect to the B2B zone. And I think they're going to continue to kind of discover further breccias, which have the ability to increase on asset value per share for the company.
And Foran Mining, moving towards opening up their mine in Saskatchewan. I'm sorry, we've only got about a minute and a quarter left, but tell us what your thesis is on Foran.
Yeah, so Foran, mining stocks go up for 2 reasons: multiple expansion or NAV growth, net asset value per share growth. I think Foran kind of has a 1-2 punch of de-risking McIlvenna Bay and drilling off Tesla and growing the kind of tail end and the growth thesis for the discovery. With respect to McIlvenna Bay, they're ramping up. They're just finishing construction. They're going to be ramping up into the second half of this year. What we've seen over the past 10 years is single asset re-rate stories or companies that have brought on new mines have a tendency to outperform and re-rate by around 20 beeps on a price and asset value basis. Right now, Foran's trading at around 0.6, 0.65 on a spot PNAV. That would bring them to around 0.8, 0.85 on a spot PNAV within the next 12, 18 months. That would imply close to $8 per share at spot. So I think there's growth with respect to the re-rate of McIlvenna Bay, and it's going to be coming online at probably one of the best times to have a copper asset come online with respect to $6 copper. And not to mention there's a significant precious metals credit with respect to the revenues too.
Yes, and you refer to the Tesla zone, which is part of McIlvenna Bay. Cole, always great hearing from you. Thank you very much indeed. Cole McGill, Metals and Mining Director at Stifel Financial.